Hey there, my friend, let's kick this off by talking about day 1 of the 2025 NFL Draft and the pick that had every Cowboys fan talking, whether in celebration or confusion. The Dallas Cowboys, sitting at the 12th overall pick, decided not to make any trades. Instead, they went straight to business and selected Alabama guard Tyler Booker. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably paused for a second and asked yourself, wait, a guard at 12? But then reality hit. Zach Martin, a legend and future Hall of Famer, retired this offseason. And filling that massive gap in the offensive line had to be a priority. Tyler Booker isn't just a plug-and-play body. He's a physical mauler with the size, strength, and attitude you want anchoring the interior. He's coming from Alabama, a program that doesn't mess around when it comes to trench warfare. You pair that with his versatility and maturity, and it starts to make sense why the Cowboys stayed put and made this move. Was it flashy? No. Was it smart? Absolutely. There's been a bit of a divide among the fanbase, though. Some fans wanted a cornerback or even a wide receiver at 12. Others, especially those who watched our line crumble in key moments last season, saw this as a responsible investment in protecting Dak Prescott and opening lanes for whoever ends up in our backfield this year. So let me hear from you. Did you like the Tyler Booker pick? Head down to the comments and drop your take. And hey, if you're riding with Booker and believe our O-line just got a whole lot stronger, let's see your voice. Comment locked in and let's get that discussion going. Also, real quick, if you're enjoying this content and want to keep up with every move the Cowboys make this offseason, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. We're pushing hard toward 13,000 subscribers, and your support means everything. Now, with the first round in the books, the real strategy begins. Let's take a look at what's ahead for day 2 and who's sitting on the Cowboys' radar. Alright, so with Tyler Booker officially in the fold, the attention now shifts to day 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft. And let me tell you, this is where it gets really interesting. The Cowboys are currently holding to very valuable picks, number 44 in the second round and number 76 in the third. Unless there's a surprise trade coming, which, let's be honest, is always a possibility, those are the spots where the front office needs to nail it. No room for error now. These aren't just depth picks. These are spots where you find starters, contributors, guys who can step in and immediately raise the level of this roster. And look, there's pressure. After a relatively safe pick in the first round, fans are now itching for something a little more aggressive, maybe a dynamic running back, a lockdown corner, or a receiver who can take some heat off CeeDee Lamb. The question is, will the Cowboys stay the course and trust their board, or are they willing to package picks, move up, and go all in on a specific target? One thing we've seen in recent years, the Cowboys front office likes to play the long game. But that doesn't mean they won't pull the trigger if a guy they love starts slipping down the board. Maybe they'll move up a few spots and grab a playmaker. Or maybe they sit tight and let the value come to them. That's why day 2 is such a crucial point in the draft. The stars of tomorrow are still out there, and Dallas has a real opportunity to bring into players who could reshape both sides of the ball. So I want your take. Should the Cowboys stand pat at 44 and 76? Or is it time to be bold and trade up to grab a potential difference maker? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's have that debate. And while you're at it, hit that like button if you're enjoying this breakdown so far. It helps a lot more than you think and keeps this channel growing. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is your moment. Tap that button and hit the bell, and let's ride through this draft together. Alright, now that we know where the Cowboys are picking, let's talk about who they might actually pick. Because the predictions from the experts, they've got some intriguing names on the board. Now we get to the part you've probably been waiting for. Who exactly could be wearing the star by the end of day 2? Let's break down the top predictions from the experts and see what kind of talent might be headed to Dallas, starting off with the incomings from Pro Football Network. He's projecting to names that really stand out. At 44, Will Johnson, CB, Michigan. This one's fascinating. Johnson was a first-round talent before a knee injury knocked him down the board. If he's there at 44 and the medicals check out, this could be a steal. Imagine a secondary with Will Johnson alongside Trevin Diggs and Darren Bland. That's a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. At 76, Damian Martinez, RB, Miami FL. Martinez is a big, physical runner with deceptive agility. The Cowboys met with him twice before the draft, so there's clear interest. He's not just a bruiser, he's got vision and burst, and he could instantly compete for carries. Then we've got Nick Baumgartner from The Athletic, who sees the Cowboys going all in on offense. At 44, Caleb Johnson, RB, Iowa. Johnson has a complete toolbox: speed, balance, and the ability to handle a full workload. If Dallas is serious about re-establishing the run game, this would be a solid move. At 76, Trey Harris, WR, Ole Miss. Harris is a strong, vertical threat who could line up outside and take pressure off CeeDee Lamb. He may not be the most polished route runner, but he's physical and has a nose for big plays. Next up, the team from Pro Football Focus. They're also predicting a one-to-punch on offense. At 44, Quinton Judkins, RB, Ohio State. Judkins is a north-south beast with top-tier acceleration. He might not create much on his own, but behind a strong offensive line like the one Dallas is building, he could shine. At 76, Trey Harris, WR, Ole Miss. Yes, another vote for Trey Harris. That tells you something. The consensus is clear: this kid has tools. From Bleacher Report's scouting department, at 44, Trevain Henderson, RB, Ohio State. Explosive, that's the word that defines Henderson's game. He can break open a run from anywhere on the field, and pairing him with Booker's power up front could be deadly. At 76, Coby Bryant, CB, Kansas. Bryant is a physical corner who thrives in press coverage. He's not the flashiest, but he's tough and instinctive qualities Dan Quinn's defense always loves. Finally, KD Drummond from Cowboys Wire throws a wild card into the mix. At 42 via trade, Luther Burden 3, WR, Missouri. Burden was once mocked to Dallas at 12, so landing him in round 2 after a small trade-up would be huge. He's electric with the ball in his hands and could be a dynamic weapon right away. At 71, also via trade, RJ Harvey, RB, UCF. Harvey's a smaller back, but man, he's got juice. He's quick, creative, and runs angry. Paired with Burden, that's a lot of new energy on offense. So let's make this interactive. I want to hear from you. Of all these potential pairings, which duo would you be most hyped to see join the Cowboys? Drop your answer in the comments and tell us why. And hey, don't forget to check out the poll on our channel's community tab and vote for your favorite pair. Let's see who the fans are backing. Now that we've looked at the names and styles, the next big question is, what direction are the Cowboys really going in? Are they loading up the offense or aiming for more balance? Let's dive into that next. Alright, now that we've seen the players potentially coming to Dallas, let's talk strategy. What does the pattern of these picks say about the Cowboys' plan for 2025? Looking at the names floating around, running backs like Caleb Johnson, Damian Martinez, and Trevain Henderson, plus receivers like Trey Harris and Luther Burden, it's clear the Cowboys are focused on boosting their offensive firepower. The offensive line is already starting to look stronger with Tyler Booker, and adding dynamic skill players could transform this offense into something explosive. But it's not all about offense. The Cowboys also have cornerbacks like Will Johnson and Coby Bryant in the mix. That shows some attention to shoring up the defense, especially the secondary, which has been a weak spot in recent seasons. So, are the Cowboys putting too much stock into the offense? Or are they finally finding a better balance between protecting Doc and pressuring opposing quarterbacks? This balance is crucial if Dallas wants to make a serious playoff push in 2025. You can't win with just offense or just defense. The best teams mix both, and remember, with only 2 picks on day 2, the Cowboys have to be smart whether it's doubling down on offense or plugging defensive holes. Here's what I want from you. Do you think Dallas is going all in on offense, or are they balancing both sides of the ball? Or maybe you think they're still missing key areas? Drop your take in the comments. The best insights will get featured in our next video. We're almost at the finish line now, but the draft isn't over yet. After day 2, the Cowboys will still have a few picks left to round out the roster. These later rounds are often where hidden gems show up, players who can develop into starters or key role players over time. Some names could still drop to Dallas in day 3, players who bring versatility, special teams value, or fill depth needs. Whether it's a linebacker, a tight end, or a late-round flyer on defense, these picks can be the difference makers in a long NFL season. Looking at the bigger picture, this draft cycle feels like a real chance for the Cowboys to build a stronger, more balanced team. With Booker anchoring the line and exciting skill players on the horizon, the pieces are coming together. So here's my final thought for you: every pick counts. Each new player adds a new layer of hope for the upcoming season. And as fans, we get to watch this story unfold live. If you're pumped for this new era, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Share this video with a fellow Cowboys fan and help us grow our community. We're aiming for 13,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll get there in no time. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. Until next time, keep that Cowboys pride alive, and let's ride this season together. Also, if you're enjoying this deep dive into the Cowboys draft strategy, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any updates. We're building a community here, and your voice matters. Next up, we'll look ahead to what could still happen in the rest of the draft and wrap up with what it all means for the season.